Hello everyone, I have returned and I'm back. I don't even know how to do this anymore. This is okay. Hey. I lied. I actually have to go use the washroom and pee. I will come back because I need to mentally prepare myself. Hold on. Hello everyone. I'm now situated. What? I'm now situated, as you can tell by the change of scenery. And today is going to be a heavier video. I know I haven't posted on here in a while, and quite frankly, I don't think this is going to reach anyone. But I'm not doing that for that. I'm making this video for myself, and if this finds you, it finds you. And if you're watching, thank you. If not, hello, future dlorah. I am not the type to open up, but the one thing that I know I can do is turn on a camera and hit the record button and yap for hours. So I'm going back to the one form of content I know how to do, and I'm just going to sit here and yap about what's been on my mind recently. It is currently Sunday, December 14, 12:40 a.m. I realistically should be in the shower right now, but I am sitting here. I'm going to start off by saying I might get emotional, and I have tried to refilm this. This is like my fourth take. Oh, I don't mean that one. But this is my fourth take, and I'm gonna try and power through. The reason why I'm creating this video is because the other day I was talking to someone, and the question that I had asked and then like made private TikToks about was, would your younger self be happy with who you are now? I know, crazy, because I was asking this when I didn't even have an answer for myself, but it has me so in my head that I need to talk about what's going on up here before I go crazy. On Friday, I got to see my top Spotify Wrapped Artist of the Year, which was Miss Asha Banks, live on her first ever North American World Tour, her first time ever playing in Toronto. With my best friend, I got to leave with a set list, like Asha's little cutesy set list, and even Rory himself, the sweetest man known to mankind, took the time to talk to us. Same thing with Asha, and I think that is why I'm creating this video. The reason why I bring her up is because Asha is a actress and a musician. Being in that environment and hearing how everything was like kind of like a first for her, is also a first anniversary of her playing her first ever tour and performing So Green live to a crowd. All of those things back to back, I really started reevaluating my life and having like all these thoughts. I think I've been really sad with myself because my younger self necessarily wouldn't be disappointed. She would be more proud that I'm like still standing here, but more so upset and sad that I'm not doing what I thought I would be doing. I have always, had dreams and aspirations for myself. I was the one who stopped myself from doing all of those things. And my younger self would be really upset at that idea and seeing that I'm the one at fault for why I'm not doing what she thought we'd be doing. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, because Asha made me come to that realization. I have always been passionate about music and about acting and about creating and being in the arts, if I'm being honest, because I'm rethinking my whole life. Like, I'm in university right now, doing business. Like, what? And the reason why I say that is because ever since I was a kid, I've always stated to my parents, to anyone who knew me, that I was never going to do post-secondary. And that is because I believed in myself so much that I would become like an entrepreneur, or I would be a YouTuber, or I would be acting in a big project, or I would be making music and be on stages instead of sitting in classrooms. And to know that I have done none of that and then have reverted to being in classrooms, mind you, I don't even go to class, but being in uni, let alone like not even college, because I always thought I would go to college if I did have to choose. Like I said, I don't really open up to people, and I only really know how to talk to a camera, but like I haven't even sat down and filmed anything or edited anything in so long, and I feel like I'm losing myself, which is crazy because I know what I want to do, and I know what I love, and I know what I'm passionate about, and I know what I can see myself doing, but I have always stopped myself from doing that, and I've never wanted to admit it, so I think that's why I never talk about it, but I now want to change that. I think that's the beauty of humans, is that we're always constantly striving to change and to improve, even though we ourselves could be our worst enemies by holding ourselves back because of fear and being scared to make that change and to take that risk. I always knew that my brother was like the STEM focused, everyone in my family actually, and I have always been like the sore thumb that was sticking out because I have always loved art and creating and seeing what I could do in that aspect, whether that be through theater, music, like film, anything in the arts. I was always challenging myself to do the sorts. I don't even remember the last time I picked up my notebook to write a song, and that it was something I was so passionate about. I would write these little songs in my room and play on my little ukulele or my keyboard, and I would just write down whatever I was feeling because I thought the things that I was experiencing when I was like 10 years old were the biggest things in the world, even though it was literally like me not talking to my crush, but I was upset that he wasn't talking to me. And as much as those songs are atrocious, don't get me wrong, I was still creating and challenging myself. And I think there is so much beauty. I have so much respect for musicians and songwriters. It is truly a lost art, if I don't say so myself, because I don't know what we're even saying nowadays, but to be able to even sit down and write a song, it is so significant and powerful, and it is something that you cannot replicate. And that's why I have so much respect for the people who do. On top of that, to like be a musician and have people, an audience who relate to you and can see something in what you create. I've always strived for that feeling to like be on the stage, like as someone who loves going to concerts and I'm always constantly in crowds. It is such a special bond, and it's a two-way street for like an artist, but then also like the people who are in the crowd and your audience and the people who listen to your music and take in to what you're saying. Being a listener, I've always wanted to be the artist where I have my own audience of people who can relate to what I write and what I create and what I put out there. And I always thought I would be like singing on stages, with people screaming my lyrics back at me. Not doing that because I haven't picked up my notebook, and like I used to write songs like no other. I would challenge myself to do like 5-minute songs and like 10-minute songs. I can't even sit and write a song if you gave me 3 hours. Could not. I think that's why I'm like upset about that, because it used to be so easy for me and now I can't even do that. And so it makes me sad. And as well, when it comes to film and acting, I've always loved the duality of like being in front of the camera and then also being behind the camera. The youngest sister Leo energy in me, like wanting the center of attention. But I've also always loved being behind the camera because it takes not only the people who portray the story, but the people who write the story to even be told in the first place. I would write scripts and like bounce back with anyone who wanted to create with me. I would draw my little storyboards and I would film constantly and edit them into like whatever type of story. I had like a film class in elementary school and I loved bouncing back with my teacher, getting criticism, like constructive criticism, and then like going back and forth on ideas, like films with him. And I haven't done any of that since I was in grade 7, which was like what, when I was 11 years old. And even in high school, when I did trying to take like a film class, I ended up dropping out of it because I was so upset with myself that I lost myself and stopped doing that. And then being in a class was like a constant reminder that, hey, you let this passion die. I couldn't take it anymore and I had to drop out. That passion is still in me. I still love film. I love watching new movies and shows and going and talking about whatever with my friends. With acting, the same thing. I think I kept telling myself, if you don't even know who you are as a person, how are you supposed to portray another one? I stopped taking drama, and then when I did theater and theater production, I tried taking the smaller roles, or I didn't let myself audition for the bigger parts, and I would be ensemble. Not saying that is bad. I would limit myself and put myself in a box because I didn't believe in myself. And if you don't believe in yourself, how are you meant to do anything? Because you have to be the one at the end of the day who has faith in yourself to get along in this world. And I let myself and outside opinions and my self-doubts get into my head that I stop myself from doing what I love and wanted to do most were the three things that I've always said that I've wanted to feel. And this is why I'm creating this video, is because I stumbled upon myself talking about this when I was like 15, and then when I was also 12, there was like these two videos I created, and hearing myself talk so passionately about these things, I was so upset with myself, because I'm looking in the mirror now and I'm like, what am I doing with myself? I know I can't be too harsh on myself and beat myself up about it, but it is quite sad. I've always wanted to be on a stage singing my songs and hearing an audience sing it back to me. To be on the other side of that, up on that stage, like looking out into a crowd, it was always something I've strived for. Since I was a kid, I always thought like, oh, if I ever got that, I think I would be so content with life. And I would be so happy. And I would cry like at every show because it means that much to me. And then the second feeling is like being on set and challenging myself to portray a story that someone wants to tell, and getting feedback and then bouncing back with other actors, seeing myself on a screen, um doing something that I'm so passionate about, it really stings. Thinking about rapping and writing like cute letters for my castmates and all of like production, and like I said, on the vice versa of that, I've always wanted to be behind the scenes, directing and telling my own story and choosing the people that I want to tell that story. I've always been so obsessed with that, like sound and lighting, and to know that I haven't felt any of those things at the age that I thought I would be so immersed into it. I am like lost. But it's not that I am lost, because I know I want these things, but I'm not letting myself go for it. So yeah, I think I'm just making this video to kind of like say like, hey, wake up, dlorah, like come on, do what you know you want to do. I don't know where life will take me, but instead of beating myself up for doing things that I am not doing, I want to see if I end up doing that. But yeah, hopefully I'm either dancing on a stage, singing on a stage, in an acting project, or doing YouTube, creating my little videos. I don't know. Hopefully I'm doing something with my life that I'm actually passionate about, because right now I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you. I'm now signing off. That's all I kind of have to say. Take this as your sign to hopefully wake yourself up if you're not already woke. And strive for what you're passionate for, and don't let your dreams die. Truly. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. And if no one watches or listens, once again, hey dlorah. My next video, I promise, will be like actually more upbeat, not as serious. Or I don't know, I might come back with another yapping video, but that's all I have to say for today. Bye. It really helps that my background wallpaper is Snoopy, because I've just been watching Snoopy and Woodstock just run. And it's like a little sign to be free. I'm reading too much into things. Okay, goodbye. I'm turning this off.